this veteran kindergarten teacher
Yes.
was forced to take a vacation. And then after, a week? She's forced into literally not coming back. There's no job left to her. So that an Austrian bodybuilder FBI agent who has shown nothing other than just getting the kids to learn how to like march around and pick up toys.
Just to obey.
We think you should quit your high-paying job at the FBI and you should come be a full-time kindergarten student.
Yeah.
What about the old teacher? Fuck her.
No. We like this more structured SS youth kind of situation we have going on here. I think it sounds better.
Hello there, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Confused Breakfast Podcast. Do you remember the pure joy of a trip to the video rental store as a kid?
I do.
The excitement of walking down the aisles, browsing the names and the artwork, and finally picking out the movie you were going to take home with you.
Yes.
Sure, it's hard to beat the ease of the modern era and streaming platforms where you don't even have to leave your couch, but there was something truly special about making that trip, picking a movie out by hand, and turning it up loud to drown out the noise of your dad being a real sex machine.
Jesus.
On this podcast, we revisit and dissect some of our favorite childhood movies from that magical era to see if they still move us the way they did as kids. I'm your host, the party pooper, Mike Schulte, and joining me as always, two dudes who don't like anyone to talk to them because they are cockapoopa faces.
Yes.
Shaun Pryor and AJ Benz, how the heck are you?
Well, I think the important thing to know, guys, is that boys have a penis and girls have a vagina.
And you need to tell people that every time you meet a new person.
It's very important to know.
In fact, I would tell people that and be like, I need you to tell me that back just to make sure that you understand.
Did you understand what I just said?
Yes.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, boys, on this episode, we discuss a movie that taught me that I was spelling kindergarten wrong for a significant part of my life. A movie that Arnold Schwarzenegger's favorite character that he has ever played on screen.
Yeah.
A movie that spawned a sequel in 2016 that no one watched.
Nope.
In a very special flex, we are recording from inside the Goonies house, right down the road from John Jacob Astor Elementary School, featured in this movie.
Right down there.
We are, of course, talking about 1990s Kindergarten Cop.
It's Wednesday morning. It's early. Way too early for you. You're probably sitting in traffic, like me. Why not have your coffee and bacon with the Confused Breakfast Boys? Good morning, boys.
Good morning.
Damn, dang it.
And that's right, friends. We are inside Mikey's house where the Goonies was filmed. This is in beautiful Astoria, Oregon, and we are right down the road from where this school is. Absolutely honored to be here.
Yeah,
if you haven't seen our Goonies house tour video and our Goonies Astoria filming locations video, check out our YouTube page, YouTube/Confused Breakfast, confusedbreakfast.com for all of that. Also, it costs us a lot of money to come out here. So if you want to support us, just more than sharing this podcast around and following us on social media, you can join us on Patreon. You can vote on upcoming movies, bonus weekly audio content, private Discord server, and more. We need your help. We now own this house because it is for sale.
Yeah.
And we are bankrupt. Yep. So we need your help. Patreon.com/Confused Breakfast. Everything you could ever need, including all of our new ratings, confusedbreakfast.com. So if you are new to this podcast, we will be reviewing this movie with a modern eye. But in order to do that properly, we must first dissect it and discuss it with pure nostalgia.
We must.
AJ, tell us the first time you saw Kindergarten Cop and what your rating of it was.
First time I saw Kindergarten Cop was on TV. It was absolutely on TV. And lots of commercials. And I don't think I ever saw the beginning of this movie, guys.
Of course.
I don't remember him barely being like the gruff cop.
Yeah.
The undercover, hard ways only, right? I very rarely think of that when I think or remember that at all. Mm-hmm. I do remember enjoying it and thinking it was funny because when I saw it, I was a kid and I thought, the kids are kind of funny too. They got funny lines. That being said, parts of it were actually kind of very creepy to me.
Yeah.
But that being said, No, I wasn't stoked on the movie, but I definitely watched it anytime it came on TBS. So I'm gonna give it a 5.9.
All right, 5.9 from AJ. Shaun, how about you? Nostalgic rating, man.
Man, yeah, this was definitely a uncle's basement watch, as a lot of these movies are becoming. Me and my brother would just watch this movie all the time. I loved Arnold Schwarzenegger, loved Terminator 2, watched it all the time, and so this was his comedy that was introduced to me that I loved. So loving it, I'd probably have to give it about an 8.
8 for Shaun, nostalgically. I got to tell you, I absolutely loved this movie. I mean, we rented this all the time, eventually recorded it off of like TBS or something like that.
Yeah.
Recorded it onto VHS, ran that into the ground because we watched it so many times. Scary parts, hilarious moments with little kids.
Yeah.
This was definitely my first Arnold movie for sure. I think it was many people's first
really?
Arnold movie from our era. I love the juxtaposition of big, tough guy and funny young kids. So I'm an 8.5.
Nice.
Our executive producer, Tyler Dark, says, you better put that whiskey down, boys. It's time for another classic Arnie film, Kindergarten Cop. This was definitely a movie I saw when I was a little bit younger than I should have seen. Either my dad had it on the living room TV when I was around 10, or I came across it on TV at some point. I always remembered the ever-quotable one-liners, "It's not a tumor," and the ever-famous, "Shut up!" I have this vivid memory from back then of just the chaos of the kids on screen and thinking I wasn't that bad when I was that age. Thinking back now, I'd have to give this movie a 6.5.
Wow.
So if you're talking straight up nostalgic ratings from all of us, that's going to take us to a 7.23, which is pretty low on our nostalgic reader, but not too bad. That is actually tied with Cool Runnings and Christmas Story. As far as what our nostalgic rating of this movie
With
is.
Cool Runnings feels very nice.
It does, doesn't it?
For now.
That sounds like a great double feature.
Yeah.
I'm into that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Well, next time we got to go. We got to move forward. We got to talk about all the pertinent, important details of this movie so that we can make the scope of this thing real so that then we can dissect it. Shaun, what do you got, man?
We got produced by Brian Grazer and Ivan Reitman. Story by Murray Salem. Screenplay by Murray Salem, Herschel Weingrod, and Timothy Harris. Cinematography by Michael Chapman. Also did Taxi Driver, Raging Bull, and The Lost Boys.
Really?
Edited by Sheldon Kahn. Music by Randy Edelman. Directed by Ivan Reitman. Cast: Arnold Schwarzenegger, Penelope Ann Miller, Pamela Reed, Linda Hunt, Richard Tyson, Carol Baker, Joseph Cousins, Christian Cousins, and Kathy Moriarty. Bill Murray, Danny DeVito, and Patrick Swayze were all approached for the role of John Kimball. Danny DeVito, huh? All right.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense because the whole joke of this is that it's big, huge Arnold with little kids. So
I don't
Danny
know.
DeVito's the same height as these kids. So I don't feel like they'd be like, hey, young man, you got to get back to class.
We're gonna. You know what would be fun? Let's go the opposite direction. Let's put it. Now he's got a. Now they're on his level.
Kindergarten Cat.
Kindergarten Cat. Danny DeVito.
It's because Ivan Reitman would do Twins, and I think Junior too.
Yeah, or Throw Mama from the Train or something. It was like a trilogy of movies that had Arnold.
Yeah, Throw Him Off the Train wasn't one of them.
Okay,
but
then there you go.
Twins definitely was, and I know he's in
I think you're wrong.
Christian Slater was considered for the role of Crisp.
Who?
Christian Slater.
Christian Slater?
Yeah.
Colin Crisp.
Crispy Christian Slater.
Ivan Reitman saw him in Heathers and really liked him and thought he could do it, but he wasn't menacing enough, I think. Ivan Reitman auditioned more than 2,000 kids for various children roles for the film, including a young Elijah Wood,
No kidding.
who said that he bombed his audition.
Nice.
It's kind of funny because Elijah Wood is a very prolific actor.
Yeah.
And to think that all these kids beat him out in this,
Yeah.
it's kind of funny to me.
You mean he didn't land a single role?
Nope.
Wow.
Not even a not talking role. They're like, you're not good.
Not even a running out the building like during a fire drill.
Not even you're just a random local.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most of the film was filmed in historic Astoria, Oregon at the John Jacob Astor Elementary School, where a lot of murals and playground equipment were fashioned specifically for the film.
It's right there.
It's right down there.
Right
I can
out
see
that
it out
window.
the window of the Goonies house.
Looking at it.
There's
Arnold right there.
Yep. Oh.
Yep.
A lot of the filming was completed after school was out for the real school. A lot of the teachers and students were extras in the film. Arnold had a private gym set up next to the school in subsequent filming locations. Everywhere they went, he had a gym next door.
That's not the first time we've heard that.
No. Most of the interior school scenes were filmed on set in California. Kindergarten Cop was released on December 21st, 1990 on a budget of $26 million. The film made $202 million. And that is all I got. Ain't much on this.
No.
Be honest.
Well, up next we have AJ. He does the research. He gets us the ratings reviews of this movie from critics and fans alike. What do you got, man?
I can't wait to say it in this house. We're going to the tomato meter.
Gross.
Kinda, yeah.
Uh-oh.
Kinda. Yeah, it's a 51%.
51's getting low on our list of every movie we've done. This is slightly worse than The Burbs, slightly better than The Legend of Billie Jean, is what the critics feel about this movie.
Slightly better?
Slightly better than Billie Jean.
I guess.
Not as good as The Burbs, though.
That's fair. That's fair. It's a splat and a spilled popcorn. Audiences agree 52%.
Wow.
And an IMDb rating of 6.2.
6.2 is our 10th lowest movie that we have done so far.
10th
lowest. That is slightly better than Harry and the Hendersons, slightly worse than Red Dawn.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Slightly worse than Red Dawn.
Interesting company there.
Yeah.
Well, all over the place on critical reviews, the Globe and Mail, Jay Scott said, Kindergarten Cop is fast, loud, and obnoxious, but there's an unexpectedly delicate touches. That's what he said. Empire, Kim Newman, 60 out of 100. He said, Kim said, as a one-off, this could have inoffensively scraped by on thin charm alone. But don't forget, kids. It gave rise to such monstrosities as Last Action Hero, Junior, and Jingle All the Way.
Yes, thank you.
It did fill that in.
It's much appreciated.
Yes. 30 out of 100. Los Angeles Times, Kenneth Turin. It would be lying not to say that some of the movie makers here aren't working at the top of their craft, or that the movie won't reach audiences. On its own terms, Kindergarten Cop is nearly foolproof. The last word in glib, shallow, soulless, spuriously warm-hearted commercialism.
Okay.
That's what it is.
All right.
How about a 9 out of 10 from IMDb? They said, I can't even say their name. Yes. They said, it was so funny. I had to laugh a lot. I thought it was very cute. This was a really fantastic movie for young and old, except for a few scenes. When I saw Arnold Schwarzenegger was in the movie with kids, I expected it to be fun.
And it was.
but was it?
And that's what we got.
9 out of 10, I guess it was.
And I'm going to leave my review ambiguous for you to decide.
I like how he or she said, I had to laugh.
Yes.
I
guess I had to laugh.
I had to let it go.
Wow, amazing.
1 out of 10. Arnold, bad.
Oh.
This would have been a good movie, except Arnold was in it. He is a bad actor and a cheater.
That's
all they say.
Is that some X?
I don't know. I think somebody's just trying. Yeah, it was. I don't know her name. If only the last one for you guys. 9 out of 10. This is entitled. If only this had Dwayne Johnson in it, would have been a 10.
I'm actually surprised they did not try to remake this with Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
I know.
No.
They have remade it with Dolph
Lundgren,
and no one has seen it.
I think they jumped the gun too early, because if they would have had star Dwayne The Rock Johnson, I think it would have been big.
Yes.
So Oliver Calamer said, I'm somewhat new to the whole child-protecting Jason Bourne genre, but this is at the top of the Lonely Mountain. Arnie's performance is beyond phenomenal, portraying a vast array of emotions such as understanding and happiness.
Okay.
In quotes. That have not been so apparent in his previous roles. Finally, Arnie has been cast alongside a talent pool of acting mavericks that just flow freely from this expressive energy. Such lines as, "It's not a tumor," really strikes the appropriate chord for what this film was intended to become, a classic.
All right.
Amazing.
There you go.
Was that all you got, Age?
That's all I got.
Well, we are seconds away from reviewing this classic movie scene by scene with a modern eye. But first, I have to comment on how perfect Astoria, Oregon is. The weather, the overall vibe, the feeling. We've talked about it on the Goonies episodes, and it was always a common theme among directors. They knew they had to shoot their movie here because of the vibe that this town gives off when they show up. I have to completely agree, and I've been thinking about sipping some Cedar Ridge whiskey on the porch of Mikey's house overlooking the Columbia River as it flows out to the Pacific.
That's all I've been thinking about.
Cedar Ridge is the best whiskey in the world, and it fits so perfectly with the vibe out here. It's the #1 whiskey in Iowa and is making its way all over the other states. We stopped by a local liquor store, and they didn't have it. But if we lived here, we could easily go online to cedarridgewhiskey.com to order some straight to our door. We hope you'll check out the local distributors in your area or store, see if you can buy some. If not, order it online. You won't be disappointed, and you'll be directly supporting a company that keeps your favorite podcast running. We recommend the flagship bourbon if you're making craft cocktails, the quintessential American single malt if you're drinking a neat, fancy glass little whiskey there, or a bottle of No. 9, their collaboration with Slipknot, if you want it on the rocks.
Psychosocial.
For more information and ordering links, go to cedarridgewhiskey.com. The link is also at confusedbreakfast.com, and in the episode notes, cedarridgewhiskey.com. You will not be disappointed. Drink responsibly.
cedarridgewhiskey.com.
cedarridgewhiskey.com.
Well, boys, we're 6 years old, and kindergarten's a breeze. We get to do what we want all day long while fitting in some naps and food breaks. Life is good until Mr. Kimball arrives.
Oh.
Now it's all about physical fitness, fire drills, ferrets, and the endless barrage of questions about our dads. Kindergarten isn't supposed to be this tough. It's about learning the important facts of life, like boys have a penis and girls have a vagina.
Vagina.
Here we go. So, scene 1. After years of pursuing Cullen Crisp, an infamous drug dealer, LAPD detective John Kimball arrests him for murder. Kimball gets a witness to identify Cullen. Cullen exclaims that his ex-wife, Rachel, stole millions of dollars from him as well as his son. Kimball is partnered with Detective Phoebe O'Hara as they go undercover to Astoria, Oregon to find Rachel and offer her immunity in exchange for testifying against Crisp in court.
Sorry, go
No,
ahead.
go ahead, man.
This 5 o'clock shadow, disheveled, sunglass-clad, trench coat wearing Arnold, I'm all about.
The spirit animal?
Yes.
Dude, I'm going to disagree with you. I think it's something about maybe the way this movie was shot, because my favorite bearded Arnold is the Predator. When he's in the beginning of Predator,
Yeah.
it's like, damn, he is handsome.
Yeah.
Grow that facial hair. But then for some reason in this one, it looks weird. It looks weird to me.
It might be like a little artificial. They could have
It's very much artificial.
Thrown some like super glue on his chin and everything,
Yeah.
just like kind of patted in some pubes.
They splatched. They just made him all splotchy and like they just and then they just like took a fistful of fake hair and just went.
It's like that Jackass stuff.
The
That's all they
feathers.
did.
Yes.
And then they did it. He had the sunglasses on when they did it, and that's just how they left him. And they're just like, yeah, let's go. Let's do it.
I'll also say
you
that
walking.
Mr. Crisp
Oh.
Cullen Crisp.
looks like 1990 Windows 5 Channing Tatum.
Windows 95.
I like, dude, we're in this mall scene, right? And
Yeah.
again, feed mall scenes into my veins.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love when you look at classic malls full of people, but I'm laughing so hard at when she's like, manicure, Mr. Crisp? It's like she should have said, can I cut that stupid ponytail with a side part, Mr. Crisp?
Yes.
Because he looks, I love later on in the movie, his hair will be like out of the ponytail.
Yeah.
And he kind of looks like a badass.
He does.
Yeah.
But when he has that stupid ponytail with the side part in it, like, I hate it.
I half expected him at any point to just yell, I don't wear a hairpiece. That's exactly what I thought the whole time, because that thing, he looks like he looks like he should be a movie producer.
Yes.
But, yeah.
He's the sleazy movie producer.
He's Joel Silver.
Yeah, he's Joel Silver.
AJ, I'm with you. I do not remember any of this.
No.
This weird intro where like Arnold's acting like the Terminator kind of in a
Kinda
mall.
is.
And he like pushes the dude, he like shoves the dude and he lands in the glass table. This is a weird, like, who is Detective John Kimball? What is he doing?
It like seems like he's obsessed with Crisp, and
Yeah.
like we don't really get that backstory. Really, like
I want a prequel to this.
yeah, I want like
Right.
and I guess we just buy it because he's Arnold and he's like out for somebody. You know, he's out for something, or you know.
We do. We need a prequel. It's Kindergarten Cop Pre-K. It's just like
Kindergarten cop, homeschool.
Pre-K.
in this movie, just like I'm the party pooper. Like this,
I'm the party pooper.
Is there a more quotable Arnold Schwarzenegger movie?
This is like all of the E-Bombs World dashboard,
Yes.
like prank call things that you got.
Do you remember those?
Yes.
Like when they were soundboards or whatever, right? Everything he says in this movie is a hilarious thing.
Who's your daddy and what does he do?
Who's your daddy and what does he do?
It's so good.
I think I'm going to go on a limb. I don't think that there's any other movie that's more quotable from Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I think you might be right.
And it shouldn't be. They did not intend for this.
I mean,
there's no way.
It's not a Tuma has transcended even just like pop culture. It's like people just say that, you know.
It could be a tumor.
It's not a Tuma.
It's not a tumor.
You're going to die.
You're going to die. No, lol.
Do you just like do you buy any of this? Like this whole so Chris kills this guy, there's a witness, then the witness doesn't want to testify. Arnold goes through all this, there's the line, then we got Catherine O'Hara. Like what is this just a rushed plot to just get us to finally we need a reason to get to Oregon. We're on our way. Let's get this out of the way. Because again, I don't remember any of this. I know I've seen it.
Yeah.
I just didn't care. I think I probably fast forwarded to like get me to when they get to Astoria.
Yeah. I think it's just I do think it's pretty rushed, but for what it is, it does get us there in a timely manner, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
And like in like his motivation towards Crisp, like, do we really care?
Yeah.
And we're just kind of getting to the plot, you know. And if we don't care, then is that a problem with you guys?
It's this thing that he has been chasing this person for. He's been chasing for years is basically what they allude to, is what they get at. And so chasing this person for years, this has like been his life, John Kimball's life or whatever, for how long? And you're right. Why do we even care? We don't know he was a drug dealer and he's got $3 million somewhere.
And is he?
And
is
we
he
want to
really
get him
that
for
bad of a
tax
guy?
evasion.
You know,
like what?
He's almost less set up than the villain in Blank Check.
Very true. We're just like, you're supposed to hate this guy. Okay, got
because
it.
Because it reminds me of him for some reason because he's like, yeah, I got this stashed away money, you know.
I feel like I would have liked him more in this role, actually. Now that you say
Miguel
that.
Ferreira?
Yes. He would have been phenomenal in this role. And I don't mind the guy.
I like Richard Tyson.
I like Richard Tyson. But now thinking of that, I was like, he is much more sinister.
He's a big guy.
He plays... Tyson does play this role, I think, very well, especially later on when he's like interacting with the kid.
True.
Yeah.
He's got that almost split personality thing
that's a good
pretty
way to
well
put it.
done. Yeah.
One last thing
good.
on Richard Tyson. He's in a great 80s movie called 3 O'Clock High.
Okay.
Where he plays a bully. It's a great high school movie. Incredible movie. People need to check it out. Sorry, go ahead.
What do you think about some of the surrounding cast? Like Captain Salazar is played by Richard Portnow. The only reason I bring him up is because he's Ben Stern. He's Howard Stern's dad in Private Parts. I'm a big Howard Stern fan.
Oh, wow.
So for some reason, when Howard is talking about his dad, that's who I see. I see Richard Portnow.
Richard Portnow.
because he played him in the show. I think he's pretty good. What do you think about Phoebe O'Hara, the character of Phoebe O'Hara? And I can't remember her name that played her.
Pamela Reed.
Yeah,
That's
Pamela
his
Reed.
like partner that
His
he gets.
partner.
Yes.
Yeah, I think she's great.
I love her in this.
Yeah.
I kind of want more of her.
Yeah.
I did too.
I kind of want more of her not sick,
Right.
which leads me to this whole scene. This
The getting there scene?
the getting there scene. Like, yes, Astoria is beautiful. Oregon in itself is beautiful, and we want to see that maybe twice.
Well,
Like, there's scene after scene of her pulling over and throwing up. It's like, we get it. You got food poisoning or you're pregnant. We can move this along now.
like there was a moment. It's the same thing. Like we were on the way here, right? And we had a layover. We had a layover in Denver, and like right next to our gate, we could walk outside. Right? And you could kind of see it. I walk out there and I just go, oh, that Denver fresh air. And right as I say that, I just hear a little kid go, he's just like, oh, okay, I'm not going to breathe anymore. It's the same thing. It's like, oh, this beautiful town of Astoria.
Well, it's just like it's like setting her up to like because she's supposed to teach.
Yeah.
As we find
Yes,
out,
she's supposed to be
It's
the
like
teacher.
okay, we get it. Arnold's in this movie for a reason.
Yeah.
You're going to be sick, and he has to fill the shoes. Let's get to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is super tropey, like the running up to the bathroom, but it's locked. I've been there before. You're in small town, and they lock the bathroom, so she's got to go inside and get like the wheel hub.
Oh yeah,
they attach it to the most obnoxious thing that they can find.
Don't
like
steal
that
this
was
key.
It's probably laying in the parking lot. If it's not a 2x4, it's a hubcap. Yeah.
And there was a funny part, especially from the Goonies movie where I like translating things. There is Arnold is carrying her in the hotel room, and he speaks German.
Yeah,
his native language for the first time on film in this movie. He says, "Das macht mich sauer. Jetzt bin ich sauer," which translates to "I love you. You're my best friend."
Wow,
I'm joking. Oh. It translates to "That makes me really angry. Now I'm angry."
Now I'm angry
is what that translates to.
Well, I believe it. I think that's what everything translates into.
That's what all German is. That's what all German. It's different ways to say angry.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Whatever "I love you" is, it's just like
it's a funny thing. They don't actually have a word for German that translates to love, but they have 179 words that translate to anger.
Dang it!
Fun fact.
Well, friends, listen up. Before we move on to scene 2, we have to give a shout out to our amazing sponsor, Felix Gray Glasses.
Yes, sir.
This incredible company makes blue light filtering glasses that filter out all the harmful blue light that hits our eyeballs constantly all day long. I have 2 pairs. I wear them every day. My non-prescription pair sits at my desk. Whenever I'm on my computer, right on. I put them on. They're ready to roll. My prescription pair is worn every night when I'm in bed, scrolling on my phone, doom scrolling, or watching Kindergarten Cop for the 5th time before we, do the episode on it.
Oh, yeah.
The last time we traveled for this podcast, I forgot to bring mine with me. Immediately woke up the next day with a headache because I was sitting in bed, looking at the TikTok and all that. This time I brought them with us to Astoria. I feel right as rain today. Coincidence? I think not. These glasses are stylish and affordable, and they look like normal eyewear. People wouldn't even know you're wearing special filtering glasses, but you'll be glad you did when you realize all the negative effects of blue light, and we know blue light's not going away. It's on your phones. It's on your computers. It's on everything. It is not in Astoria, Oregon, but once you pull your phone out, now there's blue light. So you can get non-prescription, prescription, whatever you want. You can get contacts. You can get,
I need that.
I
need that.
Tons of, you can get sunglasses. Go to felixgrayglasses.com/confused. That's FELIXGRAY glasses.com/confused. Free shipping, free returns, free exchanges. And make sure you watch the YouTube videos we put out about our trip into Mikey's house.
Yeah.
Our trip around Astoria. They were a gracious sponsor of basically helping us make this happen. Yeah. So Felix Gray, you have to go. You're not only supporting us, you're supporting them who is supporting us, and you're also getting cool glasses. So go check it out.
100%. While you're block the blue while you're scrolling through the doom. Okay, Mike?
See the future.
There you go. Don't be a nerd. Look for the bird.
Scene 2. O'Hara is supposed to go undercover as a substitute kindergarten teacher, but gets a severe stomach bug, which forces Kimball to take her place. The suspicious school principal, Miss Slowski, is convinced Kimball will not last long before quitting. On day 1, Kimball is completely overwhelmed by the children. I want to bring this up.
Yes.
Arnold's in the school.
Yeah.
He's sitting there. And the love interest, the teacher, walks in.
Oh, of course.
And she's disciplining a kid. He's like, hey, you should not hit this girl.
No.
You're not allowed physical violence on this girl. I know she poisoned your hamsters. No.
What
if you poison my animal, I am allowed to hit you.
You need to bring this girl to the school psychiatrist immediately.
Are we assuming this girl's already been expelled?
I hope.
Or is she still in class not doing anything? Just being like,
I'm pretty sure that's it because he interrupts and she's just like, oh, yeah, I'll talk to the handsome, huge man.
Maybe, yeah. She's like, I need to stop dealing with this hamster situation and I need to deal with this gorgeous ham of a man.
Don't leave the room because the hamster situation could turn into a human situation.
Yeah.
If you're not there.
Who'd she just let walk? Who'd she just let walk? It's probably some prolific serial killer later on in life.
It's Mary Warnhouse.
We've all heard of by this time. You're right. It's a pretty messed up situation. Maybe it was like a smaller. Oh, it wasn't a lot of poison.
It's fine. The hamster survived.
It just threw up and pooped a lot. I don't know. It's like what?
So
and she admitted to it, so she's proud of it, like a serial killer.
Like a crazy person.
She worked with the authorities in this, which is a sign of a serial killer.
So Ms. Schlowski is the principal?
The principal, yeah, or whatever.
What school would agree to have an undercover agent just like, yeah, do your thing?
without knowing anything.
Yeah.
Like you can't tell me that they're I guess by law they probably had to let this happen maybe, right?
They were probably like obligated in some way.
But at that point you have to be like, listen, these kids are under my protection and you're coming in here for something that's probably a huge deal. I need to know. And don't you think they want her to know?
Don't you think she could be like beneficial to the
investigation? She could be like, oh yeah, it's that lady. I guarantee
she has to have
lady.
a personal relationship with pretty much every single one of those parents.
No, it's that lady. She just moved here a year ago.
Yeah.
No, I know you want to investigate it. It's her. It's her. She has a kid.
We just like this is literally like, oh, I can't tell you. Are you sure? Well, we're looking for a woman who moved here and she's got a son that's definitely in kindergarten. It's like,
oh yeah, she works here.
Yeah, no, that's her. I actually met her before she changed her hair, and it's just like done. Produced by Dick Wolf. Like, come on.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're right.
And we also like nobody got shot. We didn't have the fire alarm thing.
Oh.
He didn't have to spend as much time there.
Kid didn't have to go get his goddamn lasers.
Oh, the lasers.
We're not there.
We're not there.
We're not there yet.
Have you ever now? Two of the men in this room here on this podcast have recently had children.
Yeah.
I will go on record as saying I was not going to have kids. It was kind of a decision that maybe me and my wife made because we're like kids suck. You know, now things are different.
Suck.
Kids suck. But I am watching this. I used to watch this, and Arnold's reaction to those kids when going nuts when he's like, shut up, shut it, running out and running down the road. I've been there. I've done that in rooms full of my friends' kids. I've been there. The reason I didn't want to have kids was this scene.
Dude, I like being at AJ's house and like having our friends' kids come over or something, and like being at not even my house, but seeing like one of our friends' kids just like stabbing a coffee table, or like jumping off like couches and like hanging off of walls and stuff.
Yeah,
I'm just like, oh my god, I have to leave your house.
I can't be here anymore.
Yeah,
like the fact that everything becomes sticky the moment a child just enters the room. How does that happen?
I don't know.
You know. And
you hand that to them, they give it right back to you. And it's sticky.
Like,
that was 3 seconds.
Yeah. What is on you? Where did this come from?
Kid stench. It's sticky. It's tangible.
Yeah, it's just they're always covered in Mrs. Buttersworth. Like they're always sticky somehow. I don't know, but his reactions are great. Actually, I know this. Maybe I'll get some hate on this.
No?
This is maybe some of his best acting.
I think it may be one of his best performances.
I'm serious.
I think it's because it's real. Think about all the other things he's done. It's been sci-fi and it's just been weird. Yeah. He was genuinely terrified of these children. Yeah. He had not had kids yet at this point in his life.
He just had his newborn, but yeah.
And I think the reason that he's so good at this is because he's not acting.
Yeah.
I think so. There are several moments in this process of him getting introduced to the kids and going through that breakdown and finally bringing in the ferret, right? Of like where he's standing outside the door and he's just like, and he's like kind of working himself up.
We've seen him do that before. He's walked into a room of army men that he's had to kill.
Just so confident with it.
Yeah, I distinctly remember it after the suit up in Commando that he did that.
Yes,
but
which we will cover.
We will cover that. But and then also that moment where he is like he screams, "Shut up!" But he's like, "Shut up." And he's just like kind of hysterical.
Exasperated.
Yes.
And then the kids all start whimpering and crying. And he's like, no,
crap.
No.
And it's my favorite thing, man. I want a text tone of him saying this, but Arnold Schwarzenegger, when he says the word ferret, it's my favorite thing in the entire world.
I think the kid goes,
"This is a ferret."
No,
what happened to your dog?
I like that kid a lot. We'll talk about the kids in a second. I think he goes, "This is a ferret," and the kid goes, I think he says, "What's a fairy?" Because he doesn't understand him. He goes, "This is a ferret."
What's a ferret? This is a ferret.
This is a ferret.
And he goes, "Yeah, you can all pet them one at a time," and then they all
go on. Okay, good.
That animal is overwhelmed.
He never bites.
Now we're having fun.
Ferrets always bite. That's all they do.
Yeah, I know. Every other movie portrayal of ferrets is that they bite.
And the ferret doesn't even have a name. The ferret doesn't even have a name, dude. Just try and say it.
How do you spell it?
Fawcett.
There's an L. There's a soft L in there somewhere.
There is a Fawcett.
Fawcett.
How many extra syllables are we adding?
Two R's in German actually make an L sound.
Gotcha.
This is a Fawcett.
Those are Z's.
Did you catch? So obviously Kimball owns this ferret, and he loves this ferret. But what's hilarious is that when he was governor of California, he fully supported a ban on owning ferrets.
That's right.
No, he's not.
That was like one of his big legislation pushes. Is no.
He's like first order of agenda.
No ferrets.
Turns out they bite.
I'm banning ferrets.
I'm banning them.
Tell me, we got to talk about the greatest character of this movie, and it is all of the kids together.
Yeah.
Their energy, there's two different versions of kid actors for me. There is the Goonies, the Stranger Things of like, man, these kids are so good, and they're so awesome. Then there's like these kids who are just, they're not actors.
Yeah.
Very few of them went on to anything. Our buddy Adam Wiley is the redhead kid who's like, are you okay at the end of the movie?
Mr. Campbell, are you all right?
Oh, yeah.
That's our buddy Adam Wiley. He is fantastic. He's gone on to some amazing things. Miko Hughes is the kid that says the boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
Oh, yeah.
He was Pet Cemetery.
That's right.
Oh, that's right.
He was like 20. He was like 2 years old when he was in Pet Cemetery.
Wait, no, that's no, you're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
Miko Hughes.
Yeah.
But overall, these kids,
they're not actors.
but they're awesome.
But they're so great, and that's
why they're
because
good.
they are. That's why they are so great. That's why they're so great. That little girl,
She's the
can't-
best.
So good.
who can't get the overalls thing done.
Yes.
Her name is Emma in the movie. Her real name is Sarah Rose Carr.
Oh my god, she is hilarious in this, and it's absolutely adorable. And what's the other moment of her when she's just describing when they get to her dad?
We'll get to that.
Oh,
Save that.
I will
get to that.
I'll save it.
But one thing about that is Emma, who you were just talking about.
Yeah.
Ivan Reitman is the director of this.
Yep.
That was his favorite kindergartner. He, and I quote, said she marched to her own drummer. If she wants to stand, let her stand. If she wants to sit, let her sit. Like, that was what he said to her. And she was in a few other movies before she kind of called it quits. Beethoven's blah, blah, blah second or whatever, and Father of the Bride. She was in all those.
Okay.
Just kind of same kid actor thing.
She's fucking adorable in this.
We will talk about that in scene 3. So let's move on to that so we can talk more about that.
Yeah.
With the use of his pet ferret as a class mascot, I can't say other words. As a class mascot, positive reinforcement, his police training as a model for structure and class, and his experience as a father, Kimball works to become a much admired and cherished figure to the students. He begins to win over Miss Lasky. He also deals with the case of child abuse and ultimately scores a date with Joyce, who he deducts is actually Rachel, and that Dominic is Cullen Jr. Did you recognize a few of the actor cameos in all of this?
A little bit. Yeah.
You had Jillian. Jillian was the one that ends up bringing the pony. Who is that? The blonde that her husband left her for another man.
That was Catherine O'Hara? No.
No.
You
look up the cat.
I know who you're talking about.
The lady on the street that's like, oh, can you believe a man is a kindergarten teacher? And then they turn and look at her. That's Susan from Seinfeld, George's girlfriend or fiance from Seinfeld. I don't think I'd ever seen her in anything else other than this movie.
Yeah.
Kathy Moriarty is who that is, and she's in things like Raging Bull. Analyze that. Last call,
that smoky, gravelly cigarette voice.
Gravelly,
Then that led to a weird scene that I never noticed as a kid. She's talking about her because her son is Sylvester, the one that looks like a young Jim Carrey. By the way,
she comes in. Yes, she comes in and she's got that body bag coat, which is like a black
FUBU.
Black reflective weird coat, and she said, "Let me just take my body bag off."
Yes, I thought she was going to be. Well, let me say it this way. I feel like Arnold or his character Kimball is like gaining feelings or empathy for people as he's going through this.
Okay,
as opposed to like beforehand when he was talking to like the girl that he handcuffed to a dead body.
No empathy there.
You know what I mean?
Which I believe is illegal. I don't think you can do that.
That's gotta be some sort of. If there's not a law that explicitly states you cannot handcuff somebody to a dead body, I think that it should be written now.
Should be written.
Yes. But I think he's like developing feelings because her husband left for another man. I just feel terrible for her. It's just. the hell's the matter with you?
Yeah.
Who are you?
These kid interviews, Shaun, I think this is my favorite part of the movie, and I've learned a few things from doing this podcast. I'm the guy that just watches the movies, right? We've got Shaun on here because he knows more about framing scenes and why they did things, and why I think not only do I love these kid interviews because they're just hilarious. When she's like, he can't wear any hats. Like they're just, you can tell they keep looking off to the side, and the directors are going like that. Yeah. But what I love most about this is they stay. They don't cut.
Yeah.
The kid finishes their sentence and then they just go.
Yeah, and then like the nerve, like especially the little girls, like just like playing with her overalls or something, just like, and it's so genuine.
Just feeding you a line.
Yes.
And he has a beard and a mustache and his head's so big and you can't wear any hats.
Can't wear any hats.
He literally asked them the question, and for their real life, he's like, who's your dad and what does he do? They were just saying their actual
what
dad.
Did he say?
Who's your daddy and what does he do?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
So they were just literally answering that question on camera. It's awesome.
That's fantastic.
Are there laws nowadays? A lot has changed. Are you allowed as a teacher to ask a kid what their parent does? I bet there's weird like protocol of like you can't do that.
Yeah,
you can't know that.
There's a weird protocol for everything in schools now.
You can't read where the wild things are because there's monsters and we can't have monsters in our child's heads.
What's the matter with you?
Come on.
So she goes. They go out. They see Joyce out at dinner. Here's where I have a lot of issues with this movie. On like they just didn't think about things. Yeah. Remember in the beginning, she goes, "We're his partner and Arnold. We're supposed to be married. Come on, we got to know things about each other."
Yeah.
They immediately abandon that.
No,
the
they
minute
just
they
gave
get
it
to
up.
town, they're like, "No, we're not married."
Nope.
They never once talk about how they're supposed to be married, and that was their cover through the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
He even says, Arnold goes, this is what he does. Ready for this? He says this line. I have it written down. The quickest way to slip up doing undercover work is to start doing things you wouldn't do.
Yeah.
Wouldn't do.
What? So wait, so in order to not slip up, you just do everything you normally do and do not go undercover.
Yeah. Or just act like a machine the entire way through of your cover.
By the way, wait a second. So, and I understand that, like, okay, Google's not a thing or whatever, right? And it's not like he's on LinkedIn, but at the same time, he used his real name.
Yeah.
So all the principal had to do was
she did. She's like, I know you're not. You have no teaching experience.
I did some research on you. It's like, what, did it finally come back? Like,
no, did you finally figure it out?
Yeah, I sent away.
It's like my cousin Vinny, where he's like Edward Munster? Yeah. Or just Munster.
Yeah.
He's like looking for Joe Pesci's credentials the entire movie. It reminds me of that, but like we never get that.
Just say Jerry Gallo?
Yeah.
Or Jerry Callow.
Callow. It's like I don't know. Yeah, it's whatever, like the rest of this kind of setup.
Well, there's even more, man. Everything he says just doesn't make any sense. He brings out the whistle. He starts the police school.
Yeah.
And he goes, when I blow this whistle, whenever you hear this whistle, he says, that means freeze, right? And he blows it and they all stop.
Yeah.
And then he proceeds to be like, when I blow this whistle, go get a toy. He just told them that whenever you hear this whistle, freeze.
What?
And then he said, I'm going to blow this whistle. That means get a toy and come back to the carpet.
Yeah. I guess it's better than like when swimmers take off, they hear the like the guy's got a gun. I guess it's better than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like being in a school. Whenever I shoot this gun in the air, go get your toys. He's like...
He's just got a gun with blanks in it that he's just like just firing around. Like, what is going on?
I just don't think they thought much of this script. I just feel like if you had not had Arnold in this movie at the time it was made, like this would have been, no one would have ever seen this movie.
Yeah.
If it just the perfect storm for some reason on this movie worked.
Yeah.
Because like if you let's say this movie was never made and you wanted to make it today with The Rock or something like that.
Right.
No one would watch it.
Don't think so?
No.
It can't, because
it's a terrible premise.
It's a terrible premise because, especially like we said earlier, like it's not going to happen in any sort of school situation or scenario. They'd have to make him a college professor or something. You know what I mean?
I like the fish out of water. That's like
it's the best part of it.
So good. That's why we love this.
It's fine, but yeah, like we're saying, it's just the way they're setting it up. Like they want to be the detective movie, along with the fun kid fish out of water juxtaposition of the big guy with the kids movie. You know, they want to be the detective movie and the comedy at the same time. And I think once the detective movie is happening, it's okay. And then once the comedy is happening, it's like, that's where we want to be, though.
Yeah, we want to be there.
They're not really meshing it that well together.
Well, it's popularly known that Arnold, in order to be a part of this, he wanted some creative control. He said he wanted it to be about physical fitness, and he said he wanted it to be about tough stories, which half of me loves. Half of me loves that they went into this like child abuse thing and like just like divorce, and they went into some really kind of deeper things. But half of me is also like, how did I watch this as a kid? This is PG-13, by the way.
Yeah.
But they definitely made this to be a kids movie. Think about it. This came out. Home Alone 1 came out in November of 1990.
Okay.
This came out in December of 1990. So people are on this like, kids movies are so fun. This is so great. This is fun for the whole family. And this was probably advertised as a kid movie.
Yeah.
So then they go into this and there's like, we'll get to it at the end. Like, this is
not a kid
intensely scary non-kid
Some
movie.
dude gets shot twice with a silencer in the beginning of this thing.
Dude, that guy. We didn't talk
like
about
legit blood squibs.
Well, you know what? This is perfect. This is perfect because we literally have this moment. I don't know if has he hit the guy yet?
No, we can. Yeah, sure. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
He goes out there, right? And he's like, and you know what? You cheer at this moment, right?
Yo,
because you're like, you hit the kid, I hit you. And you're like, thank God. And you see this great scene, and then it goes in, and he has this conversation with Miss Schlowski, and then it's that hilarious moment of her, like, afterwards. And she's very, very, like, you know, you're a greght teacher. I don't know what kind of cop you are, but you're a great teacher. And he leaves, and she does that. It's so funny. And then, by the way, cuts to a dead person's face with their eyes open.
God dang.
Hard cut to a person on the slab.
So we thought he was going to be reprimanded with the principal and everything. We thought he was going to like, oh, he's going to lose it now.
Yeah.
But no, she turned around and was like, actually, you're a good teacher. We really want you to stay here. Dead body.
Dead body.
Just in case you think it's a feel-good movie.
Yeah.
Nope. Feel bad now.
In case you wanted to start feeling okay, don't.
Kindergarten Cop.
Kindergarten Cop is showing you dead bodies.
Okay, we talk about this a lot where you say a what-if scenario. You know, there was a lot of things that have come out recently where, like, Morgan Freeman was reading, like, kids' books. Snoop Dogg was reading kids' books. And it's, like, a cool thing to listen to, like, this really cool person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would subscribe to that. Like, I'd love to hear Morgan Freeman read a kid's book.
Sure.
I've changed. I now have a number one.
Yeah.
I want Arnold Schwarzenegger to read kids' books.
Good Night Moon. Give me that in my ears.
Christopher Walken. Nope.
Yeah.
Arnold's better. I
even,
don't understand a word you said.
Sam Elliott. Go away.
We have Arnold now.
If there's a storybook with a ferret character, I want Arnold Schwarzenegger to read that.
Yeah.
Like the little ferret or something.
The little ferret.
The happy little ferret.
The happy little ferret.
Ran into the hole, but he did not bite.
No. Oh no!
and that scene terrified the hell out of me. It's
Dude, when he
raining.
falls asleep.
It's raining, and that
Crisp just rolls in on a skateboard.
Did they have a skateboard? But it's really effective. It is a really effective shot, but it's also like
it's also really funny.
Who was pushing him on a skateboard?
It's just like.
I don't like.
So
I hated that scene as a kid. That terrified me.
Same, and that's a dream that Kimball was having, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's even funny.
Ooh.
Here's a prop. See, there it is.
Okay, apparently there's a
Extended cut.
for props. We got to hit this. They go to the dinner at Joyce's house.
Yeah.
I want Dominic's Ghostbuster pillow.
Oh.
I was just thinking about we've been traveling today, and you know you always see those people bringing their own pillows. I want to walk around an airport with a Ghostbusters pillow.
Okay.
That's mine.
Okay.
It's my prop.
I don't know. Oh.
I got one.
What do you got?
I mean, it's his duster, his trench coat in the
You
beginning.
want the trench coat.
Oh yeah, I want the whole get up. To be honest.
You're good.
Halloween next year.
Yeah.
Who are you? Detective John Kimball, you idiot.
John Kimball.
And you can literally just talk. You can have a soundboard with you with like a Bose
I'll
speaker.
get like a
all your
stuffed ferret.
answers. Like, yeah, you just keep pressing.
Yeah. This is a ferret.
This is a ferret.
This is a ferret. I want.
Yes.
I don't even know.
Candy.
You want to
There's
visit
nothing
Astoria?
Like,
How about
there's
his
nothing-
whistle? You want his whistle?
The whistle would be good.
You want a piece of tin foil that's supposed to be a laser?
No. Nobody wants that, okay? No. I want his I was going to say his sunglasses at the very beginning because you don't see him wear them ever again.
I'll give him up. But that's part of the outfit, but I'll give him to
All
him.
right, thank
All
you.
right, that's
Thank
fine.
God.
Well, scene 4, back in California, the case holding Crisp in jail is closed after the witness dies from using tainted cocaine provided by Crisp's mother, Eleanor. Crisp is subsequently released from prison and quickly travels to Astoria with Eleanor to search for Dominic. After a school fair day, Kimball learns about Crisp and then breaks his cover to confront Rachel about her identity. She's outraged that he misled her, but she tells him that Crisp lied about her stealing money from him to convince drug dealers to help him find her. Crisp's real reason for searching for her was to find her son.
Oh, no.
Here's my biggest problem with the movie. How long had the old teacher been there? She even says it. The principal even says she's been here for 25 years teaching kindergarten.
Yeah.
She was forced, this veteran kindergarten teacher
Yes.
was forced to take a vacation. And then after, a week? She's forced into literally not coming back. There's no job left to her. So that an Austrian bodybuilder FBI agent who has shown nothing other than just getting the kids to learn how to like march around and pick up toys.
Just to obey.
We think you should quit your high-paying job at the FBI and you should come be a full-time kindergarten student.
Yeah.
What about the old teacher? Fuck her.
No. We like this more structured SS youth kind of situation we have going on here. I think that sounds better. Yeah.
No, we like no imagination.
Yeah.
You know, we want to read stories like
Nah,
Mein Kampf, and that's about it. Just to learn from that.
that's what he was reading when he was in the Get Up.
Yeah.
After doing BINGO, that he was reading Mein Kampf.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I hate it. I'm so mad. I feel so bad for this old teacher. And we're assuming
Oh yeah.
we're
She's
assuming
done.
that she actually came back when
He's
he
like,
was in
okay,
the hospital.
so it's solved and everything, right? Yeah, we're
Like,
good.
So this no. What's worse is she showed up at the festival. She showed up at the
fair.
At the fair.
Yep.
She showed up at the fair, and she's like, she probably showed up like rolled up right then when they're on stage, and she's like, and we certainly hope he sticks around much longer.
She's just
And
like,
she's just like,
huh?
But I'm back from my week vacation.
you said this is just a paid vacation.
She walks up to the kids and they don't even know her name anymore. They're like, "Who are you? Get away from me, stranger!"
It's Miss Tracer.
Stranger!
Oh my
That's the
god!
best. You're absolutely right. She's just done with.
So we realize that now Crisp is in town, and now we have to break the news to Joyce. Right. Joyce flips out as a we understand. She jumps in that sweet geo tracker. Which would be a great problem if you wanted that one.
Yeah,
you don't want it nowadays, but you wanted it back then.
Yeah.
And then it's just I don't know. This movie this is where it gets really intense. I remember as a kid, like loving every bit of this movie, and then sometimes I'd be like, okay, that's good enough for me.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I didn't like the climbing the tower for the laser.
Yeah.
That's scary. Like who was watching Dominic to I guess it's
by
just,
the way,
the ladder goes all the way to the ground. There's no fence around it. You can just climb towers nowadays in Astoria.
Apparently. And by the way, where were they at?
Yeah.
The parents?
Where were the parents with this whole situation? They're just too busy staring longingly into each other's eyes.
See, that's the thing. It's
telling
just
each other old war
like,
stories.
where's Dominic? It's like, really killed the mood again.
Yeah.
Dominic.
Yeah.
Like I think like because she has him over for dinner earlier, and he comes in and like he just goes immediately to playing with Dominic because Dominic's like, I gotta show you all this stuff. I gotta show you my lasers, my little fort hideout thing. And I'm just like, if she was just like cracking beers,
Yeah.
like she
Thank
just
God.
had Kimball come over to watch the kids so she could get hammered. That'd have been so funny.
Whenever I got Willa for an entire day, my 5-month-old daughter, if like my mom comes over, I literally just hand her over, and I go in the basement and just go.
What hockey game can I watch?
God. Oh, it's 2 PM. There's no hockey game. Shit. I'm just gonna take a nap.
At this point, though, they're just walking around. And at what point did Arnold eventually say to Dominic, "Now who is your daddy?" It's just, like, what did he?
I give it another week. I give it another week.
Do you think that's
after
what
this
it is?
movie's over?
Now
yeah.
who's your daddy?
Who's your daddy
and who
now?
does he do?
Your mom.
Your mom. Lost.
If we had the belt, I would
Frost.
give it to you.
We had the
If we had the belt, I would give it to you.
Here,
Oh. Thank you.
that's yours. Careful of that penis.
The piece. That's my mom's favorite piece. That's his mom's favorite piece. Got it.
If we were on a train to go punch a face, I'm on board.
That's what I'm talking about.
All right. Since I hit the button, I get to say this. Now, I know what you're saying.
Okay.
You're saying
I haven't said anything.
You're saying Cullen. You're looking at me. You're like, duh, it's Cullen Crisp. The most punchable face. It is not. It is Eleanor Crisp, his mom.
Yes.
Oh, 100%.
His children are products of their parents.
Perfect.
Ellen is a psychopath.
Yep.
Like these scenes.
Total agreement
You're
on this.
learning this more as an adult when you're watching this. Like we're learning more about this back. So you're kind of feeling sorry for Cullen.
Now you kind of have to.
You have to start feeling sorry for whatever weird upbringing Cullen Crisp had in this whole thing. And you got to assume that Joyce, the first time she met Eleanor, was like, I'm out of this relationship.
Yeah.
That is a big red flag. She deserves to get punched in the face.
I agree.
Did you see the part where they're in the pharmacy?
That's what I'm talking about.
That he meets, he gets the toy, he beats, he punches that dude.
No big deal. I got a toy,
basically
mother.
steals it. Got him a toy. Got Junior a toy. Oh yeah, my kid really. He's just creating this idea of his own kid in his mind.
Yeah.
like this whole movie, right? And then, but he goes in that pharmacy and she's buying all this stuff, and he says to her, "You shoved this stuff down my throat for years, and
nothing was ever wrong with me.
Nothing was ever wrong with me.
Why do you think that was a thing?
Why do you think there was nothing ever wrong with you?" Very manipulative. You're just like, wow, she is like the architect of this psycho.
Well, this is where it gets like very like Days of Our Lives to me because it's just like the old vindictive housewife that has the son that she loves and wants his son for themselves. Like they seem almost like a couple rather
They
than
live together,
yeah,
guaranteed.
rather
He
than
lives
like
with
a
his
mom and son relationship. It's almost like non-platonic.
It's like Norman Bates style.
Honestly, yes, but like it gets very like soap opera-y for me because it's just like she's got the suit on, she's holding the gun like that. It just a lot of the filmmaking also gets that way. For me.
Sure.
I have a Mike's fan theory. So in this movie, Detective John Kimball at some point says that his entire family's cops. His dad's cop, his grandpa's a cop.
Right.
Long line of cops, right? My theory is that Detective Don Kimball from American Psycho, Willem Dafoe, is brothers with Arnold.
Oh.
2 Kimballs in a row.
2 Kimball brothers. Donald Kimball maybe was adopted at a young age, but he is brothers with John Kimball. John and Donald Kimball.
Okay.
They're both detectives.
Now I want a good detective movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Willem Dafoe.
We need
we
need a buddy cop movie, and turns out they're brothers who just don't see the law the same way.
Yeah.
Kindergarten Cop 3.
Willem Dafoe's character says lines 3 different ways, and Arnold Schwarzenegger is the one hard, I'll shoot first, ask questions later.
That's right.
way.
Kindergarten Cop 3, school's out.
Anything else?
Homeschool.
Anything else on scene 4?
Yeah.
All right, final scene. Chris starts a fire in the library as a distraction to kidnap his son, then uses the boy as a hostage when Kimball arrives. Kimball tracks him down and kills Chris, but not before Chris can wound him. Eleanor injures O'Hara with her car before going inside and shooting Kimball in the shoulder. O'Hara returns to save the day. Eleanor is then arrested, and Kimball is hospitalized with O'Hara. After recovering, O'Hara returns to the police force in Los Angeles while Kimball stays in Astoria to become a kindergarten teacher at the school full time.
I have to
Happy
say,
endings.
I understand. I understand with, he's kind of infatuated with this new lady and everything. Does it seem like all of a sudden he's just way too in love with her? Is it?
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's just an all of a sudden thing. Like, I don't want to lose you and Dominic. It's like we've known each other for like not even 24 hours collectively.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just the feeling I got. Is like, wow, that was rushed.
I mean, I just met our guest producer the other day, and
Adam Patrick Johnson.
We're in Astoria.
Okay.
And maybe it's the setting.
Maybe it's Astoria.
Because I'm in love with Adam right now.
There's something in the water or the oyster shooters. I don't know.
I'm our realtor friend, Jordan Miller. I'm in love with him.
I'm in love with him, too.
He's the reason we're in this house right now.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
I think it's just a setting.
It's just, it just brings everybody together.
It must be because it's out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Speaking of love, this terrified the shit out of me. Did you guys have fire drills like this? Like, okay, let me explain to you this. The reason this was so scary is when Crisp like pulls Dominic out of the crowd when everybody's rushing around. We had fire drills at my school where every once in a while the fire department would be there and they would have a hidden fireman like in the school, and he would grab a kid and bring them into like a closet. So that this is weird. So that then the teachers would like get outside and do a proper count for their kids and be like, "Oh, we're missing one." Like it was a lesson to be like, "Did you get all your kids out?"
Ugh.
It's like, well, yeah, until you took one.
Yeah, but that's the idea. Maybe that kid like fell down and he's hurt or something during this fire.
That's fucked up.
Yeah,
man.
I remember this. So this scene terrified the shit out of me for when we actually did these fire drills.
Because it was like
That's
a
the
rumor.
worst
I thought this
ever
was
heard in
really
my
going to
life.
happen. Yeah.
Like the threat of a fire drill wasn't the fire; it was the fireman who was going to kidnap you for like 10 minutes.
You're not allowed to do that
Gotcha.
now.
Ugh.
It's like a bad escape room. What the hell is going on? What is going on?
Escape room, fire drill. Go ahead.
I do like when he is. I think it's Kimball. He goes back into the school to try and grab
Find Dominic, yeah.
Dominic.
Yeah.
And he's like pointing his gun, and he's like scares the shit out of a couple girls. And then there's like a kids making out in the closet.
It's a makeout room.
Like, don't you have Pokemon cards? You're making out in here.
Yeah.
Don't you aren't you playing with like your building? This is an elementary.
Hey, did you? Well, first of all, this was like how my school was. We had grades 1 through 8 in the same school.
Okay.
Oh,
So I'm wondering if this is some sort of a play on
I was
that.
a late bloomer, and so that's might be why I'm thinking this.
But
But
did you? I'm guessing you because you would have said this now. Did you know who that boy was that was in the room kissing?
yeah, I read. No, I don't.
It
No,
is
I don't know.
Jason Reitman.
That's
It's
right.
Ivan Reitman's son,
That's right.
Jason.
An Oscar nominee.
He's an Oscar nominee making out in a closet.
He's
We thought it was just a fire drill.
trying to get his son some tail.
Yeah.
Wow,
Wow.
that is wow.
That's,
job.
Wow.
Good job,
That's
Ivan.
a heck of a thing for that dad to do.
If you were the girl actress in that situation, you got a lawsuit on your hands.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel bad for you. That's accusatory. Almost.
And you remember Arnold's basically a liar in this movie. John Kimball, he tells us one thing and then we try to believe it. He said that the ferret never bites. What does the ferret do in this situation? He bites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he bites the bad guy.
He knows. Well, he
But
can.
he knows good. From,
He can smell good and bad.
he knows good from evil.
I can smell the bad on him.
Yes.
Yes. The funniest thing, he can smell the bad. No, he can smell his hairpiece is what he can smell. My favorite thing is when he swipes Dominic and he brings him in there, and like I had this moment of like, oh man, he's like, don't you remember Twinkle Twinkle Little Star and all that stuff? And you're like,
feel bad.
you kind of feel bad, but then he has to make the comment, see, we've got the same hands. It's just like, stop touching my hands with your hands. It's some reason that was a very weird comment.
It's weird.
It's like,
No, it is.
we got the same hands.
No, he really did play it like well enough because you mentioned earlier where it's like he just like he wants this object more than he does like want this his kid. You know, he wants his own version of Dominic.
Most kids can't read in kindergarten. Oh, my son can. Oh, and he writes. I taught him myself. He's also a great athlete. He's just projecting. Yeah.
He does play that really well.
Yeah.
Like you can kind of like, especially in this scene, you're just like, no, your son is nothing like what you think he is.
No.
You know,
and it just kind of proves you know nothing about him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We gotta feel happy here. We know the most punchable face is Eleanor Crisp. We got to assume at this point that Eleanor Crisp is going. She's getting death penalty or life in prison. At this
Oh
point.
yeah,
She's going down.
Because she basically tampered with drugs to kill someone. She manslaughtered someone on purpose.
yeah.
And then attempted manslaughter on everyone and had a shooting in school and attempted kidnapping. We're assuming Eleanor Crisp is going to jail for a very long time.
I hope they throw the book at her. Yeah,
They have
that's,
to.
That's a long sentence.
We got to feel happy about that.
Oh yeah,
Well, she threw the bat at her. That's for sure.
That's
true. She might be most punchable face, but she
Most battable body.
she yeah, she's got broken ribs. If she's got implants or something, that thing's popped. There's something, yeah. She is that fake. I mean, she is the person, like would maybe do that. But smoking her with that car, that when she hits Phoebe with that with her car, that is an intense scene.
Yes,
That's some
brutal.
great stunt work right there.
It really is.
That
man.
was real, and she hits the ground with some force.
yeah.
That was her. She did the stunt.
Not so tough without your car, are you?
I'm still have residual effects from the stomach blue.
Yeah.
The stomach flu.
just so the audience knows, I'm still sick. So they just cut to like more montages of them of her throwing up.
When you saw this as a kid, did you think there was something between Phoebe and Kimball?
I did.
Well, yeah.
They kiss on the lips.
They kiss hard.
Kiss hard on the lips at the end of this movie.
And they have pretty good chemistry.
As
far as I
their
can tell.
chemistry in this.
Do you like it more than her actual fiance?
The
The
that
blubbering
guy.
idiot.
Oh,
that
dude.
does not need to be in this
He
movie.
doesn't need to be around. It's like, I made you some food. It's like, how good could it be if you and like what you drove up here with it?
He's
How
a
long's
chef.
in your car?
From L.A. or San Diego?
Right.
That's like a 10-hour drive.
Hey man, the beauty of Astoria does magical things.
It really does, man.
It really does.
I also had one final issue with this movie.
The freeze frame.
Was there a freeze frame?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I was so concerned with this issue that I didn't even notice the freeze frame.
I hate it. I don't like freeze frames.
Here's my problem. We're assuming Arnold is in the hospital for how long? He's got 2 gunshot wounds.
2 gunshots.
How long is he in the hospital? 2 weeks?
He is Arnold, yeah.
3 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then he's physical recovery. I never noticed this as a kid. He walks into the school and Joyce is like, it's basically like, you're alive?
Right.
Which means Joyce never went to the hospital to visit him.
Right. She
doesn't even know if he's alive. She just went on with her life. This moment does not happen if she visited him every day like a lover would do.
It's true. She is absolutely shocked that he is there.
You're alive.
You know who else is shocked? The old kindergarten teacher who got her job back now doesn't get it anymore.
And now she's like, oh crap.
Okay, kids. Now where were we in our lesson books?
Ah, damn it.
Oh,
I'm back.
Actually, in that freeze frame, you kind of see like a teacher in the background who looks like she's clapping.
yeah.
She's like, good, I didn't want this
But
shot
she's
anyway.
like this.
Oh yeah, no. The gunshot. You're 100% correct.
Oh, What? Anything else you guys want to talk about in this? All right, listen, we have dissected this movie with a modern eye inside the Goonies house in Astoria, Oregon, right down the street from the school where this was shot.
Yeah.
We've talked about it with a modern eye. We have to give it a modern day rating. AJ, what do you got, man?
I'm surprised at how much I actually enjoyed watching it. Giving it all the credit that I can. And I've got to not let us being here.
Correct. Very correct.
Play into this. I'm so sorry. I have to not let that happen. Right. We get to be here. We get to podcast here. We can literally see the school that
I've been looking at it this whole
I've been looking at this whole time that this movie was shot at and everything. Here with friends, family. My brother is here along for the ride. Bob is, and I can't let that play in, guys. I enjoyed watching it though. Mm-hmm. That being said, I don't think I can go higher on this. I think I have to give this a 5.5.
5.5 for AJ. Shaun, what about you? Out of 10, what do you got, man?
Yeah, I think I agree with AJ wholeheartedly when he says that this is maybe one of Arnold Schwarzenegger's best performances, and I would like to revisit it because of that, because he does kind of go through a transformation that I do believe. Yeah. I think it's portrayed very well. Ivan Reitman's a good filmmaker. I like Ivan Reitman's movies. And barring the kind of cliche, I want to know more about the backstory here. It's a fine movie, and the kids are still funny. So I'm directly with AJ, 5.5.
5.5. This is one of those movies that's very hard for us to do. People will be yelling at us, going, it's an 8.9.
Yeah.
But it's because you're not stripping away the nostalgia. This movie, if we're still talking, if I could combine nostalgia with modern day, I'm giving it an 8 or a 9.
It'd be up there.
I'm sitting here looking at the school. Like, this movie defined my childhood. I watched it so many times. But when you're talking about it with a modern eye, I mean, it's not that great. There are some awesome parts, but it's also just like, as evident by the fact that Kindergarten Cop 2 did so poorly.
And straight to video.
It's just a terrible movie.
Yeah.
So this was only made better by the situational of it. So
Right.
I'm going to call it a 5.3 for myself. Our buddy Tyler Dark says, what can I say, guys? I love this one like most Arnold movies. I will definitely say I didn't remember how tonally different this movie is throughout, and it really works for me.
Oh.
If you walked in at the beginning and then again at the middle, you'd think you were watching two totally different movies.
Mm-hmm.
Side note, guys, I'm the only one that was one of the security guards. Side note, guys, you want to switch to camera views real quick? Side note, guys, am I the only one that was on the security guard side in the beginning? That's pretty.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Because to me, Arnold, a.k.a. Detective Kimball, has to be the shadiest looking cop I've ever seen in a movie. They ask him, I need CID.
Trench coat and everything.
Yeah. The kids, however, did an absolutely fantastic job in this movie, and I think it's because of how brutally honest they all are in this time. I was surprised when I looked into this movie as well and found out how hard Arnold fought for the kids to be in the movie, knowing how hard it is to make films with animals and kids.
Yeah.
For me, this was a fun 90s action movie and sort of a family movie weirdly rolled into one. I'm going to have to give it a 7 even.
Wow.
So that is a 5.83. It is not great. It is not great. It is in our lower 10, but it's out of the top 10. It is tied ranking. Modern day ranking with Running Man.
Oh, wow.
I am fine.
Are you kidding me?
I am fine with that.
Yeah.
Because they are both I'm cool with both of those
When we
movies.
do our episode and redo our rankings, I'm getting Running Man in the top 10.
I'm getting right.
You're going to change it.
Yes.
Well, we hope everyone enjoyed this episode. Thanks for being here. Please go to our YouTube, watch the videos that we've just put up from this amazing trip to Astoria.
Yes, sir.
We have another great bunch of movies coming up. It's Christmas season. Yeah. As a group, we chose Just Friends. Just Friends needs to be done.
Yeah.
Because that is a Christmas
chose
movie.
Just Friends.
We did.
And followed by that will be something Shaun wants to watch that we don't care about.
Me and Mike chose Just Friends. That's what.
The Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford.
And followed by that will be a Christmas movie voted on directly by our Patreon members. We don't know what that is quite possibly yet. Followed by, never mind.
That's
Read my notes. My notes say followed by Kindergarten Cop.
Oh, good.
Oh.
Which is the episode we just did.
We're doing it again.
And if you're new to the podcast, go back this time last year, The Princess Bride.
Oh, yeah.
This time last year was an awesome episode.
Our
was a really
lowest
great episode.
nostalgic rating and one of our...
highest.
It is. Let's see.
It's up
It's not terribly too high up there, but
okay.
it's like 24 on our list. But
Yeah.
It was certainly the highest
But it's
rated.
our lowest nostalgia
IMDb
ranking.
too.
Yes.
Yeah.
We also got a voicemail. Don't forget to call us at 319-804-9596. Leave us feedback like today's caller.
Hey guys, this is Jeremy from Houston, Texas. Big fan. Just heard you guys on Birdcast. Loved it. Dazed and Confused episode, by far and away the favorite. Might have watched that movie every Friday while underage drinking and partaking in some other chemicals.
Nice.
Your episodes have been fantastic. I love your show. If you get a chance, The Stoned Age, kind of a riff on Dazed and Confused. Sorry, I'm Dazed and Confused. But a later 70s version and a terrible version. But if you guys had seen it, it might be worth revisiting. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.
Yeah. I've heard of that movie, but never seen it. We might need to check that out.
Yeah, I've never seen
touch
it.
on that.
In honor of our extremely high caller.
Thanks for calling in, buddy. I'm glad you could do it.
Well, take us out of the episode here, AJ.
Guys, thank you so much for listening. Please leave us a review while you're listening. You've only got a couple of minutes left, only seconds left of this episode to leave us a review.
Yes. 5
stars wherever you're listening, but make sure you check us out on social media at Confused Breakfast, anywhere on social media, confusedbreakfast.com.
Go to that same website and get shirts like this. or another shirt with our logo on it and wear it on your body. Bye. See you later.
Yeah, confusedbreakfast.com. You can check out all of our ratings that we've done so far. You can also go to patreon.com/confusedbreakfast to learn how to support this podcast. We want to travel the world and go to film locations. Apparently, that's our new thing. So
we're doing it.
So we need your money. Patreon.com/confusedbreakfast. Tons of perks there. This episode specially produced by our friend Adam Johnson. You can go to adampatrickjohnson.com for all of his details. Music consulting, podcasts, videos, awesome music's great guy. Good dude. I think that's it for us. Let's get out of here.
Let's
Goodbye.
go. Bye.